Hey YouTube, Wes here, checking in for what's probably going to be the last time from what we can call Studio C, or the Midtown house here in Gainesville, Florida. We lived in this house for 3 years. It was a rental house. It is in the Midtown part of Gainesville. We're just a few blocks away from campus where we both work, which is really nice. That was one of the main reasons why we decided to choose this house as a rental. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house built in 1945 with a square footage of 908. So it's a very small house and mid-century kind of house. So let's go inside and I'll give you the tour. Okay, so this is just our little front porch area. We had a barbecue grill over here and a little table set up over there, but it's not really big enough to use. Yeah, not a real large front porch here, but this is what it is. A little bit of a front porch area. Since there's no back porch, this is kind of all you get. But a nice little enclosed area that's a little bit out of the weather. So that's the front door. Let's go ahead and go inside. Okay, so here we are in the living room, and go a little bit more into detail about the house. As I said, built in 1945, 908 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Couple blocks away from campus. Our commute to work, walking, is about a little over a mile for each of us, so it was really handy in that respect. Yeah, we had sort of 3 criteria when we were looking for a rental house. When we were forced out of the last house, was that something needed to be close to work, easy accessible to work, don't have to drive in kind of thing, can walk in, can take the bus, whatever. This fits that bill. Something that was inexpensive to rent, this fit the bill for that as well. Pretty low rent here, just because it's an older house. It doesn't really have any upgrades or anything. It's not real fancy. It's, as you can tell, it's kind of a little bit run down. It's a typical rental college town kind of house. And the third thing, has to have a garage. I have project car, I have a lot of tools, automotive tools, woodworking tools, all those kind of things. So I have got to have a garage. So that's just a must for me. And it makes it extra difficult when you're looking for a place to live, is to find something with a garage. There's a lot of times people have closed in their garage, made it into add on more living space, and yeah, it can be difficult to find a garage. When we were hunting for a house to buy, a lot of what we were looking at in our price range did not have a garage. So it is what it is. We found a house with a garage that we love, so that's awesome. You'll be seeing some videos coming from there soon, but let's go ahead and take a tour of this one. And I'm sorry if the audio is too echoey in here. I'm doing the best I can with the audio. So let's go ahead and take the tour. So this you see here is the main living room. Not a real large space. We got our fireplace down here. We did not use that at all. They do charge a cleaning fee if you use the fireplace, so we chose not to use it. I'll go ahead and flip you around here. So here we go. Here's the fireplace again, and then we have the entertainment center set up along this wall. The couch would be somewhere in the middle of the room here, and then we had a little small entryway in this area with some shelves with some board games and our shoes and stuff like that. So if you've watched my beer reviews, this might be sort of a familiar view for you here. Something like this, even though it's not quite that wide of an angle. I have a wider angle lens on here, but yeah, I would put the camera in front of the television here and shoot this way to where the futon was right in here, and do my beer reviews from there. So that was always a tricky thing to do in this house, to make any kind of videos whatsoever, because there was not a lot of space. We have a lot of stuff, and it was pretty cramped in here with all our stuff. Looks pretty large now with this wide angle lens and nothing in here, but yeah. So let's go ahead and I guess we'll go to the bedrooms. Starting there, go into the hallway here. This is the hallway, kind of a wasted kind of hallway space. You got the air handler, AC unit, heat pump kind of thing in here. Of course, this was an add-on later on. This house being built in 1945 would not have this kind of thing. Just kind of had to be retrofitted. So here is the master bedroom. Pretty decent sized room. That's nice. A decent sized master. So get a little bit of room in here to have a lot of stuff in here. Had a nice fan in here with the remote control. That was nice to be able to lie in bed and control the fan and light. Of course, a couple of our fans in the new house have that as well, so that's always a nice feature. Hardwood floors throughout, beautiful. I do love the hardwood floors in the old homes like this. Very, very nice. The master closet, which my husband used, a little bit bigger than the other closet that I used. Yeah, it's pretty dark in there. I don't think there's a light in here. No, there's no light in the closet here, but yeah, 1940s closet. You get a few feet, and that's it. Not much in there. Moving out of the master bedroom, we go into the second bedroom, which I had set up as my office, which you all will be most familiar with. So we'll go ahead and go in here. Lots of 4 windows in this room, so it had a good bit of natural light, even though we do have those giant live oaks in the front and backyard that sort of keep the place shady all the time. Yeah, go ahead and quickly. This is the closet I had, and that's it. And I added in a second bar down here just to make a little more space for hanging clothes. It was tough. Definitely preferred having the newer closet space of a newer home that we have now. So over here would be my main record shelf that you saw in all my videos, and I would sit on a stool kind of here where my would be sort of in front of the window here, and then over here you have that smaller sort of IKEA shelf with my vinyl inbox kind of things. And then over and along this corner here I have my desk. I have an L-shaped desk that I built, and I would sit there and edit my videos and do anything I needed to do on the computer. And then along this wall here I had a bookshelf and some movie racks and another small shelf that had some pants and stuff in it because I had to have additional places for clothing. This is the old space where I did most of my videos, and kind of get that view here again. There you go. Just imagine a bunch of records here and a bunch of records here, and there you go. So yeah, that's the second bedroom, which was the office. So we'll quickly move on into the bathroom, I guess will be the next thing here. Off the hallway. Yeah, tiny bathroom. This is amusing here. Here, I'll show you this. This is the door. That's the sink. Watch that. Watch that. Yeah. I don't think you could get a piece of paper in there. That's how tight this bathroom is. But yeah, just typical tub and shower kind of setup here. And all the doors had like these latches on them. Really weird. If you notice, my office has that as well. So let's move on to what is supposed to be the dining room, but what my husband used as his sort of office area. His computer set up in here, a lot of his collectible sci-fi kind of things. He had a bunch of DVDs and stuff over there. Yeah, meant to be a dining room, but is just was sort of a playroom / storage for his things. Do have there is a sliding glass door here that goes into the backyard, but there's not really a patio or deck or anything back here, so it's kind of a waste. Would have been nice if they would have built a deck here, but it is not there. So I guess that leaves us to move on into the kitchen. The kitchen does have this bar area, pass-through kind of area, which kind of opens it up a little bit, but still very cramped, tight kitchen. Go ahead and move into this area here. I think the cabinets, at least these cabinets up top, are probably original to the house, I would imagine. I think the ones down below look more like maybe 70s era, early 70s maybe. And then the countertop was replaced, I think, before we moved in. They put in this nice sink. I'm actually kind of jealous. The sink in our new house is not this nice. It's a lot shallower than this, even though it is a stainless steel sink in the new house. It's not as deep as this sink. I'm probably going to have to be upgrading the sink in the new house pretty soon, because this was a nice sink, and I clean records in the sink nowadays, so it's really handy to have a really nice deep sink like this. But yeah, sort of a typical refrigerator here. Over here is where the stove went. It's kind of a weird place to put things. There was sort of this extra space over here. We got a little shelf over here that we put some stuff on, but yeah, it's kind of awkward there. And then in here we have a pantry, actually a pretty large pantry, which was nice. And I added in these spice racks and another rack for some saran wrap and foil and all that stuff. And I went ahead and left this stuff here for the next people, because I don't really need it at the new place, and it's handy to have. So hopefully they will get some use out of that. And I've added some other things along the way. Added in a towel rack in the kitchen. There was no towel rack. There was no paper towel rack for paper towels. I added that in. I added in some cup hooks for coffee cups, mugs, whatever, right there. In here, I put in some well, they're technically probably wine glass holders, but I use them for beer glasses, because I have a lot of fluted beer glasses that I like to use. So, yeah, those are there for the next people who want to use it. I guess we'll move on into the last area here, which is the garage. So this is the garage space. It's what you could call a large one-car garage. I believe it's 13 by 24 is the size of this garage, and it worked pretty well, holding all my tools and project car and all that kind of stuff in here. Of course, we got our water heater and washer and dryer out here as well. Steps leading down. Did have some built-in shelving that was okay. It wasn't the strongest stuff, but it held a few lighter things on the shelves there, so that was handy. You're going to be seeing some videos coming soon. I had 1,600 records stored in this garage the entire time we were here, and they were stacked up along this wall here, underneath this shelf here, in boxes. 3 years here. They were also in boxes for a year at our previous house in that garage. And so that's going to be kind of a science experiment to see how well they were able to store. It's hot and humid out here. There wasn't any like direct sunlight. Doesn't get super hot in here. It just gets, you know, in the mid 90s in here. So it's unheated, uncooled, but it's out of the sun. Didn't get wet. Just very humid, as Florida tends to be. So let's go back to the living room and I'll wrap this video up. So I guess that about does it from this house. What we're going to call the Midtown house, Studio C. Yeah, it's kind of mixed emotions. I mean, we spent 3 years here. We got married when we were living in this house. It served its purpose. As far as I said, it was something that was close to work. It was inexpensive. It allowed us to save up to buy a house. It allowed us to, you know, store our things, stay safe, do what we needed to do. So in that respect, it served us well. It's been a good house. In other respects, you know, it's a cheap rental house. It's not in great condition. It is what it is. It's sort of a bittersweet, sort of mixed emotions kind of feeling, but this was my home for 3 years. This was our home for 3 years, and just like to document this for my future viewing purposes. I know I've gone back and looked at old versions or old episodes of this sort of series. The last 2 places I lived before this, I have documented those as well. If I think about it, I'm able to dig those up. I'll put links to those other 2 videos down below somewhere in the show notes in case you're curious, in case you didn't see those. But yeah, that's gonna do it for the Midtown house, and on to bigger and better things. We got our new house. We're getting settled in there. We're really enjoying it. As I said, new videos from there will be coming real soon. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. This video is going to be rather long, but I'll have to cut it down. And that's a wrap from Studio C. See you soon. Cheers.